I'm Nikki Druce.
And I'm Neil.
And this is Killers, Cults and Queens.
A spooky sleepover.
Queens, it's time for the Spooky Sleepover.
Yes, indeed. It's our weekly chat show where we catch up on this week's antics and discuss our rabbit holes of the week.
But first, who's this interloper on the pod? Who are you?
I'm having a drink.
This is my husband, everybody.
Hello. I'm having some Dutch courage to get myself ready for this because I'm feeling severely underprepared.
Oh, Neil's worried about being on the Spooky Sleepover, and it's just like having a chat with me.
She's a very intimidating lady, award-winning podcaster Nikki Druce.
But this is my world, but it's not your world. That's the thing. You can stand on a stage and sing in front of people, and I cannot do that.
It just comes naturally to me to do that, but the audience doesn't like it.
So Shez has a very busy week this week. She's still out on tour, and I also have had a very busy week this week, so it worked out better for Neil and I's schedules to get together and do the Spooky Sleepover than it did Shez and I this week. But Shez sends her love. She says she's very sorry that she can't be here. She loves you all very much. She really did try and make it work this week, but instead we have my lovely husband to stand in.
Yeah, this way we can write off our relationship as a tax loss as well.
But how has your week been? What you been up to? What you been doing?
Well, I did something I've never done before this week. Being a natural athlete, I went and got myself a sports massage for the first time ever.
Body massage.
Which was good. There's a fella around the corner from my house. He took me into his back room and he thoroughly beat me up and flattened me with a rolling pin for an hour. And it was on the verge of painful all the way through, but just the way I like it. And then 24 hours later, I felt the relaxation come over me and I had the best night's sleep I've had in a long, long time. I should point out I'm not very sporty, but I am very achy. So getting a sports massage was really nice, actually.
Yeah, so you like a beaty up style massage, whereas I like a soft and gentle massage, and you don't like the fact that I can't thoroughly smash you into the ground because of my pokey finger ends, because I have very long pointy nails. And so therefore Neil doesn't like my massages, turns them down, doesn't want them.
When Nikki tries to apply a massage, it just comes off like creepy salad fingers kind of. It's unnerving and creepy. Much as I love you, you just got strange pointy finger ends. Everybody says
you married me. You knew this was the deal. This is what you signed up for.
I didn't marry you for the massage. I married you for the cooking and for the free entry to shows and drinks vouchers. How's your week been, Nikki?
I have been plagued this week by the interesting scam email. They've been getting very, very creative recently. Yeah. So the fake invoice is something that almost gets me every time, because it's like, invoice from such and such. And sometimes there's acronyms. Is it acronym? I always want to say an acronym, but that's not right.
Acronyms, that's acronyms from the past.
Letters.
Letters, yeah.
And it always gets me, and I nearly click on whatever virus is going to infect my laptop. But sometimes I do get brand deal offers that come through on my email, so it can be legit. But this time I had offer of a baby grand piano.
Okay, well, yeah, I was just thinking we need one of those in our tiny London flat where we don't even have space for cutlery drawers in our kitchen. Could probably just cram a baby grand in there.
So it was a phishing thing to fill in to get all your information, but it nearly got me. But it was interesting from the perspective of, okay, they're offering baby grands now, because surely that can't appeal to everybody's sensibilities. That's a very minor amount of people that are going to click on that.
I've heard that pianists are quite a gullible section of the general public. Actually, they're famous for just falling for anything. You can trick them into anything. Whereas if you play a bassoon, you normally got your head a bit more screwed on.
Oh, cynical bassoon players.
Yeah, exactly. You can't trick them. You have to get up very early in the morning.
If you're a bassoon player and you are a cinephile, I was going to say that's not right.
Okay.
Maybe you're a cynical cinephile bassoon player.
Yeah.
Get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment.
Exactly. You can go through our junk mail and let us know which ones are legit and which ones aren't.
An employment opportunity that who knew that existed before I opened my mouth today.
Yeah, this has now got me going through my junk mail. All I can see in my junk mail now is it's the usual thing. Anything I've bought previously, it's like, would you like to buy that again? I know you've got a baby grand, but why didn't you get another one? and there is the Hunger Games theatre asking me to buy tickets. And again, I don't know where I signed up for Hunger Games related junk mail. I've had people offering me grit ever since we got the driveway gritted.
Neil's cookies seem to be very, very strong because anytime he types in something that he is thinking of buying, that is all the adverts that we get on YouTube for the next 6 months. So we regritted the driveway, really glamorous. And after searching for bags of grit, it then went, oh, I see you like grit. See you well into grit.
Clearly a guy who loves grit. Let's sell him grit. Every time he opens a browser, are you sure you don't want some more grit? Because you bought like 3 sacks of grit last year. Maybe get some more if you like it that much.
Maybe you've eaten it all.
Yeah, the targeted ads are just not the one. They are a day late and $1 short every time.
That's the issue I've been dealing with this week. So I hope you don't mind, but I did say yes. And the baby grand is being delivered by crane tomorrow through the top of the house. So I hope that's all right for you.
Excellent. Yeah, well, there's always room for more grit and there's always room for more baby grands. We can fill the baby grand with grit. It'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll sound great. So now it's time for our rabbit holes of the week. So I set you a task of going away and writing a rabbit hole. So what have you got for me?
So there's this thing that I found out about years and years and years ago, which has interested me. And I found out another little layer to it that I didn't know about before. Now, I noticed last night you were wearing a necklace there.
Mm-hmm.
Something a lot of people wear. What is it, Nikki?
It is my St. Michael. It's my protection.
Is it a St. Michael one? I thought it was a St. Christopher one.
No, it's a St. Michael.
Ah, right. So the thing I found out about apparently involves St. Christopher.
Well, St. Christopher is something that people do wear. So
yeah, it's for protection while traveling.
Not me. It's not what I wear.
St. Michael's just general protection, is it?
Yeah.
St. Christopher is the patron saint of travel. People wear St. Christopher to protect themselves when they're on the move. What would you say St. Christopher looks like if you were going to describe him, Nikki?
I'm going to say probably like a Santa-style saint, I'm guessing.
Yep.
White beard, pointy hat, staff of some sorts.
Pointy. He's got a staff. Usually, when I've seen him before, he's got a staff. He's usually carrying the baby Jesus on his shoulders, I think. I don't know. I'm not a Christian.
No, I've got no idea.
You'll often see these little necklaces people wear with him on. So I looked up St. Christopher today. And he does not look like I remember. A few pictures of St. Christopher. So here he is.
Is he a dog?
He's a dog, apparently.
What?
This came as a surprise to me. I'd never heard about St. Christopher in this context before. So here he is with his lads, with his gang, talking to some with his squad, talking to some king or other. Here he is.
I don't remember him being a dog man.
Yeah. As I say, quite surprised. It's not a new thing on the internet. It's not AI generated. These are all real pictures from medieval times, Renaissance times. St. Christopher here, giving it a bit of a sassy pose there with his spear.
Why is St. Christopher a lurcher?
Yeah, he looks like a very good boy.
He does look like a good boy. No wonder he's good at protecting people.
Exactly.
He's a good boy.
Here he is.
Oh, he's a good boy.
He looks like a very good boy. He's talking to somebody up in heaven there.
Oh, you're a good boy.
He's got a stick like most dogs.
Yeah, like most dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, here he is.
Looks like a Skeksis.
Yeah.
From the Dark Crystal.
Yeah, so St. Christopher apparently often represented as a dog. There was this myth or a legend back in the day that in medieval England around Crusade times, there were legends that if you went to the Far East, went to India and that area beyond the Arab regions, there was a tribe of people called the Dogheads who had the heads of dogs. There was also a tribe of men whose faces were on their bodies. You might have seen those in medieval texts in the borders.
Yeah, Bosch also did a lot of belly-faced men, didn't he?
Yes, so there's the belly men and there's the Dogheads.
Okay.
So people would go to the Far East, to India and to Africa looking for the dog heads because they'd heard they were real. No matter how far east they went, everybody they met was like, oh yeah, the dog heads. Yeah, we know about those, but they're further east than this. So they go to Israel, they go to the United Arab Emirates as it is now. God knows what it was back then. They go to India and Pakistan and Nepal, and they'd be like, oh yeah, the dog heads. Yeah, they're just over there. They're just over to the east. They're just over to the east. And eventually these explorers got over to Japan. And in Japan, they'd be like, oh, yeah, we know about the dog heads. They live over to the west, in the far west. So everywhere in the world, there is legend that there's a dog-headed tribe, but it's always just over the horizon.
But they
People
just don't live
never
there.
found them. But they were like, yeah, no, they definitely exist. Just not here. It's just a little bit further,
Just over
a
there.
little bit further away.
Keep going.
And yeah, apparently St. Christopher was one of these dog-headed men, is the thing. Well, you know what medieval pictures of animals are like. They're not
True.
necessarily accurate. So apparently there's a couple of things that led to St. Christopher being depicted this way. One is that apparently it was a mistranslation because he was one of the Canaanites, and because Canaan was an area of the Middle East, because it's quite like canine from Latin. When the monks were translating the Bible, they mistranslated it from Canaanite to canine. And this just led to a huge surge in people depicting him. Oh, well, of course, he's a dog, isn't he? Everybody else in the Bible is just a man. But St. Christopher, what other possible explanation could there be that he's a man with a dog's head, obviously?
Is the goodest boy. That's what the ancient texts say.
He's a very good boy. And he's got a stick and he'll carry you across some water. And yeah, what a lovely, lovely man he is. Look at him. Before he became a saint, he was a military man, and there was something about him being as loyal as a dog or as vicious as a dog, and that kind of played into the same thing. They joined the dots badly and thought, well, number one, he was a Canaanite, so he's clearly a dog, and number two, he had dog-like characteristics. The most logical explanation for the actual legend of the dog heads is apparently when people went to Borneo and Nepal and Africa, they saw baboons, and that is the logical explanation for what they thought were a tribe of men who look like dogs. So that's kind of the real explanation for it. They just saw these monkeys.
Baboons, I think, monkeys, aren't they?
Yeah. Somehow this got cross-pollinated with biblical texts, and St. Christopher got dogged.
I've just typed
turned
in
into a dog.
baboo.
Baboo, yeah.
Baboo.
And now you're going to get adverts for baboo all the time.
Yeah, I am. I've got too many baboos. I don't need any more. Baboons are not apes, but rather the world's largest monkey. So there you go.
Yeah, I knew I could rely on you to sort it out because you're not only a spooky specialist, but you're also an animal specialist.
I do like animals. There's a lot of weird things that I know.
Yeah, so that's what I found out today after, 2 decades of knowing about the dog heads. Apparently there's a biblical connection as well, and St. Christopher has been dogged up.
Well, there you go. I'm happy to help just by coming on this podcast. I've now put however many decades of worry in your head to rest.
Yeah, so I'll sleep soundly tonight and dream of the dog-headed men, yeah.
Good. But that leads me to ask you, if you were to be represented in a painting as an animal, or misrepresented in a painting as an animal, what animal would you choose and why?
I've heard people say I look like a lizard before.
Can't see it myself, but okay.
Yeah. But I'd like to be a capybara. You can't really go wrong with those guys. Nobody dislikes a capybara. They're very chill.
True.
They're very friendly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd be one of those. What would you like to be represented as an animal? And what do you think you would actually be represented as an animal?
I would like to be represented as a shark. I think a shark with robes on would be pretty cool.
With robes? With crown and hat?
A Pope hat. I think.
Pope hat, nice.
Yeah.
Pope shark.
Yeah.
Would you have a stick?
I think I might have like a piece of coral instead. Surfboard. Gonna have a surfboard.
What kind of shark would you be?
What kind of shark would you be and why? I would be a wobbegong.
A wobbegong. What do they look like? Hang on, I'm going to get my Google out.
Carpet shark. Tassely. Wobbly.
Wobbegong sharks. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're flat. There's a really mossy looking one on Google if you look it up.
That's what I would be.
He looks like someone's run over Oscar the Grouch. That's what I look like after my massage, actually.
After you've been
was,
thoroughly
"Oh."
beaten up.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very flat now.
But I would be that one. That's what I would choose for myself. But probably,
Mm.
actually, in all reality, I'd probably be a blobfish.
No. No, probably a sunfish.
Oi!
So that was my rabbit hole. What was your rabbit hole of the week?
Well, I have to pick up on something that I spoke about a couple of weeks ago on a spooky sleepover, because this is possibly the largest amount of emails that we've ever received on Killers, Cults and Queens, and comments and messages and voice notes and everything, because I'm picking it back up with the rude place names.
Yeah, you cannot go wrong with the rude place names.
So people have been in touch. So the first one came in to the email address, killerscultsqueens@gmail.com. And it says, "Hello, Nikki and Cheryl. I'm currently listening to your wonderful podcast from February the 6th. Thank you for dating it. And I think I can contribute here. Please find enclosed pictures of 2 town signs, which are actually both near the city that I live in, Linz. Is it Linz? Linz in Austria. The funny thing is, in German, the names have no meaning whatsoever, but once you read them in English, well, and then there's 3 smiley faces. Keep up the good work. I'm so much looking forward to the next season. All the best from Ingrid." So Ingrid sent us 2 signs. The first one was rotten egg.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
No space between the rotten and the egg, just rotten egg. And then
Right.
the second one was fucking.
Yeah, I've heard about fucking. Yeah, and that's the place where they've removed the sign because those damn Brits keep coming over and vandalising it all the time. Yeah,
But that's not it, because we had loads and loads and loads of comments. So buckle up,
Right.
because we've got even more to get through. So
Okay.
Sarah Lou 153 on Spotify commented, "We live in Cumming, Georgia, spelt Cumming. Some forms won't accept our town name as valid because it is, and in quotes, inappropriate."
Yeah, when I used to work for the passport people, Scunthorpe always had trouble because there is a rude word hidden halfway through Scunthorpe that search engines didn't like back then.
And then we have Letitia,
Right.
also commented on Spotify, saying, "Oh my God," in capital letters, "I live in the village next to Bitchfield."
So she's bitch adjacent. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to
Okay.
say, does that mean that, Letitia, that you sometimes take a trip to Bitchfield?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm going to take a trip to Bitchfield now and tell you exactly what I think.
Well, after that, we have Catherine. Catherine commented on Spotify as well, saying, "Fingering hoe in Essex is my favourite."
Excuse me,
Oh.
I'm just gonna die.
But what you get up to, Catherine, on your weekends is your own private business. Sinead Kelly also commented on Spotify. "In South Australia, we have a place called Iron Knob." Gonna pick up on the knobs in a minute, so we will get there. H Riches 123 said, "Cockermouth in the Lake District is my favourite. Also, Sandy Balls has a campsite in Dorset." Somebody also messaged to say that they lived right by Penistone, or they drive through Penistone, so thank you very much for that message as well.
Okay.
Nicola Ann Roberts has got in touch on Spotify, and they said there is a town near me called Cockbank in North Wales.
Nice. Well, if you want to make a withdrawal from the Cockbank, you've got to go to Wales. Is that Nicola Roberts from Girls Aloud?
I thought that, but I don't think it is. I think it's
Right.
a different Nicola. And this last one is from someone called Karen. Do you know someone called Karen, Neil?
Karen. I know a Karen. I always of my family got in touch with their juvenile senses of humour.
Yeah, your sister
Reckon.
WhatsApped me to say, "Just listening to your latest episode, did you know there's a diving club in Muff?"
I've heard that is a very popular pastime in Muff.
Again, apparently, it's the sign keeps getting stolen. So,
Yeah.
as Mad Pritchard also commented as well, they said, "There is a diving club in Muff Diving Club. I believe they have stopped replacing the sign as it keeps getting stolen." So, because our dirty buggers of listeners love sending us all of these
Right.
ridiculous place names, I thought I'd find a few more. So, starting off with Canada, Lake Minnewanka.
Mini Wanker. Okay.
Mini Wanker.
Yes.
Just a little one. Just a little one. Australia also has plenty as well. So they have all kinds of knobs. So Iron Knob is one of them. But we have Scented Knob. 2 Mile Knob, Big Knob Waterhole, which is near
Okay.
Intercourse Island. There's also Titwobble.
There's always Titwobble. That's Australia as well, is it?
That's Australia as well.
Absolute juveniles. I can't believe these people.
Mount Fanny.
No, thanks. I've already eaten.
And Bumbang Island.
Bumbang Island. Oh, bang.
All in Australia, those ones. Now, in the States, we have a number of interesting ones.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole reason this all started was because I was getting into the semantics of the words and how they were all created and how they came from Anglo-Saxon words or whether they were Latin words. But the interesting thing is with America is that people moved there much later on when our language was far more developed. So
there was a lot more rude words to use, yeah.
It wasn't as if it translated badly, which is how we ended up with funny place names in the first place. These probably were named after bad things, so I'm not quite sure why or how they did that to themselves, but they did.
Okay.
So we have Spunky Puddle.
Yep.
Horny Town.
Gonna take you to Horny Town.
Wet Beaver Creek.
Okay.
Slick Poo Road.
Slick Poo Road.
1 but 2 places called Climax.
Yes.
And then my last one on my list, just because I find this one hilarious, is My Anus.
Yes, My Anus, made famous by Jackass. Yeah, Jackass went to My Anus. They're like, oh, there's a giant red fire truck in My Anus.
Nice. So that was my rabbit hole of the week, because all of you lot are dirty buggers and I love it. And please send me photos if you live near these places, because that would really make my day.
If you're near Peculiar Knob in Australia, or Curly Dick Road, or Mount Buggery.
Yeah, do it. I'd love to see the photos.
That's it for now, divas.
Remember, you can get in touch on Instagram at Killers Cults Queens. Come and see us over on YouTube at Killers Cults Queens, where we're now publishing our episodes in video format every week. And you can now watch our episodes on Spotify too.
If you want to get our episodes ad-free and a day early, make sure you join us on Patreon at patreon.com/Killers Cults Queens.
And if you've got a bit more to say, or you want to send me a picture of a weird place name, please email us at killerscultsqueens@gmail.com. And don't forget to join in the conversation on our Spotify and YouTube comments too. We really do read every single one, including all the rude place names.
And while you're there, why not give us a 5-star review and a thumbs up? It really makes a difference, and we'd love you for it.
See you next time, and don't be a killer or join a cult.
Just be a queen. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Wow, wow, wow.